I've already moved on, ma'am. You know, I'm going in a different direction. But then it's like, okay, but then also maybe I'm supposed to hear from her. Maybe I'm not supposed to go in that direction. Or maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe this is just a test and it's like testing my faith. Like, do I believe in my own ability to do this? Nobody knows. In June-ish, I emailed my original publisher for my book, I Am Myself. If you haven't watched my very first video, then go back and watch it. This, basically, I've decided that I am going to redo this entirely, and it's going to be way better. I am eating soup. So, I reached out to my original publisher. Her name is Karen. I asked her if she could just really quick delete the very last page, which is my author bio, because my author bio is not accurate. So I'm a writer, yes, all of that is true. I am not a leader of some random community, you know. My Instagram handle on here is no longer this. It is now at Heart Maggie Ann, which is the name of my podcast. And the URL on here isn't even accurate either. So lots of things that needed to be changed. I just asked her if she would just delete the page entirely, because another thing is that when you get to the very end, the very last poem, I have seen life and death, the seasons have passed, the stars have moved, the earth has turned around me, and in my heart I am myself. I am knowledge and thought, I am romance and words. I am an existential desire to understand. I see the world and story, and when I blink, my imagination reignites. And then that's the photo, right? How cool of a photo. But then you turn the page and it's like, boom, hey, it's me, the author. Like, you're all in your own mind. In this one, you're like, oh my God, and you're here, you're in your heart. And then turn the page and suddenly the story's over and it's a picture of me hiding my face. I emailed her back in June asking her if she could just delete that page. She never got back to me. So then July came around, July 4th. It's like, well, maybe she just needs like after the July 4th weekend. Never got back to me. I'm like, all right, well, if you're not gonna get back to me, then I need to start thinking of other ways to do this. So what I started doing is then I decided, oh, well, I'll just do it myself because I am a creative and I can do it myself. So that is what I'm thinking of doing. So then she texted me back today. Today is, I was in the middle of payroll at work. It's July 19th. I'm like looking for my phone. I'm filming on it. You know, a little late, lady, a little late. And I've already made up my mind about this, so I don't know what to reply, because then I was like, all right, well, now she's available to me, so now I can just do my original plan, which was to just very simply just delete this page entirely, and then so this page just wouldn't exist, and that's it. So then the question becomes, what do I do, right? Do I do my original plan and go with her and just change that one little page, or do I go with my plan B, which is to redo my entire book? Just as I was talking about in the last video, new cover, and then add in a bunch more poems as well. My heart, depending on which breath I am currently taking, says both, or this one, or that one. Just do the easy way out, right? This would be the easiest thing to do. I obviously would have to pay money to get her to delete this and then re-upload it. The other way, I would assume it would be much cheaper, I'm gonna assume, or potentially more expensive, because maybe I have to buy a new IBN number, you know, even though technically it's the same book. Yum. Okay, there's this idea that we are given talents, and each one of us has our very own talent. And so we are given different levels of talents as well. So like, for example, like my husband is very logical, and he has a lot of logic in him. Whereas I am also logical, but I come from logic as more of a creative standpoint. So my logic level is smaller, but I can create like crazy. And I have talent when it comes to creating. And then it's like I keep holding this and it's like, well, I love it. It's my very first book, you know? I really do. This book is amazing. Have you ever wondered what the inside of your heart looks like? I like to imagine there are dusty rooms of past lives that I've lived, and as I walk through them, I could run my fingers along the cracks in the walls, barely mended with time. I imagine it to be a shadowy place, especially along the edges, with dark folds where things can stay hidden from the corner of my eye. Dusty, moldy shadows of things I do not want to see. I wrote that, no big deal. You know, and like those words are powerful, but would they be more powerful if I redesigned the book with that moody cover? Here, I'll post it right here. Moody cover. This is what I'm thinking. Or is it this? Bing. Or is it this? Or is it? Yeah. Who knows? The other thing is that I have this really bad habit of being a creative perfectionist, which I'm sure many of you do too. What that means to me is like I see all of the flaws and only the flaws. But then I can also see how beautiful and perfect it is. But I concentrate on the flaws, not because I'm condemning them, but because I can make them better. Do I need to make this book better in order to move on with my author career and publish my next book and the next book and the next book? I've already got 2 other full-length novels. One could be broken into a series if we really wanted to, it's long enough. Ready to go out into the world. And I'm holding on to this book for a reason, because I really believe that things happen for a reason. Maybe I'm supposed to learn something from this, or maybe I'm supposed to redo it, you know? And then the very few copies that are out in the world today, they'll be worth millions of dollars one day because they'll be so rare, you know? No big deal. But then also, it's like I think back on my publisher, and she did such an amazing job. She really did. And I'm so thankful for her because I needed her at the time. Like I would never have known where to even begin, where to start when it comes to having a book. And she appreciated my words. Like she said that it was really good, which I didn't believe at the time because I literally just took all of these poems from my personal diary. Just things that I wrote down in my personal diary. But then I'm like thinking, and I get the text and I'm driving home and from work, and I'm like this like knot of like in my heart, and I'm like getting anxious, like, oh, now I have to reply. This publisher who's been ghosting me for the last month, like now I have to reply. I've already moved on, ma'am, you know, I'm going in a different direction. But then it's like, okay, but then also maybe I'm supposed to hear from her. Maybe I'm not supposed to go in that direction. Or maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe this is just a test and it's like testing my faith. Like, do I believe in my own ability to do this? Nobody knows. Nobody knows if I believe in my own ability to do this. I believe in my own ability, but does anybody else believe in my own ability? Does it matter if anyone else believes in my own ability? No. But then, my friend, the question is, why did I get so anxious when I heard from her? So then I start coming up with texts to reply, you know, because I can't actually ghost her. You know, you don't ghost people in the industry. That's just not what you do. And so then I'm like, okay, well, I'll just be like, oh, I've decided to go in a different direction. Oh, I'm so sorry I didn't see your email, which is true. I did not get her email back. I did not. And I checked every day for like 3 weeks. So my guess is she emailed me yesterday, didn't get a call back, and so she texted me today because that's how it works in the business world. We're all very busy people. But then my friends, so I start coming up with reasons and ways to say, no, thank you, I don't need you anymore. And then the stress lifted, like it kind of started going away. And that is important because that says something. Our bodies tell us which way to go. The world around us tells us where to go. Like we're always like, oh my gosh, life would be so much easier if there was just like somebody telling you where to go. Well, yes, darling, your heart is telling you where to go. You should always, always, always listen to your heart, but never listen to your heart when you're hungry, which is why I'm eating my lunch. And then I was like, okay, well, what do I really want to say? And what I really wanted to say at the moment while I was driving was like, get your hands off my book. I can do this better. I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a creative perfectionist. Like, I can delegate crazy, especially at work where there is no creativity involved. But when it comes to my own thing, and then that's the other thing, is this is my own book. This is me. This is my heart. This is my diary in a book published for the world to see. And it's all about coming into your own self and saying no. Okay, like, I am going to be who I'm going to be, no matter or not if it insults you or offends you. There's even this poem that's like so angry. Number 27. This is the photo that I chose to go along with it. Old-fashioned, looking in the mirror. And am I even allowed to be so selfish as to follow my own dreams? But then this line, to ask for help. To put myself first in this story. Because if I stop playing your supporting character, then who do I become to you? Oh, I love that line. Who do I become in your mind? So if you think about it, everybody is their own main character in their life, right? Because that's the perception of how you perceive the world, from that filter of you being the main character because you're in your own head. You're not in other people's heads, you're in your own. So everybody that you deal with in life is your supporting characters. Because in your life, right? Because you are your main character and everyone else is supporting characters. And then you get to decide how big of a character are they in the book, in your book of life. So because if I stop playing your supporting character, then who do I become to you? So in a way, I am my publisher's supporting character. Because it's her business, it's her publishing business. I paid her to do everything. And very expensive, but she did a really good job. I got what I paid for. It's an amazing book. So, yeah. But what if I say no, I'm going to be in charge of this? Like, I'm not your supporting character anymore. Who do I become in your mind? And this is what we fear. I become selfish. I mean, we built this book together. We did. We spent a lot of time talking and going over everything and designing it together and talking about it together, and we did this together. So if I take this book and I make it 100% my own, I do it all by myself, I redo everything for the most part, then I become selfish. I become narcissistic. I become just another person in your life who asks you to do something for them. Just another person who left when things got hard. Now, who I was actually writing to in this poem is not my publisher. Is it okay with me to be that person with my publisher? Is it okay for me to stop calling her my publisher and say my former publisher? Burn that bridge in the name of art, I guess. So this is what I'm going to do. I obviously have a lot of questions that I need to answer. I am going to pray on it. If you are not a religious person, just use the word prayer as meditate, think on, chew on it. I love saying that. I'm just gonna chew on it for a while, like you're chewing gum or something, or like something really, like a really hard piece of steak. Like you have to chew and chew and chew. Or beef jerky. That's a good example of how I imagine that word feels in your mouth when you eat beef jerky. You just chew and chew and chew. Mull on it. That's another really great word. Meditate on it. I think I said that one already. Walk on it. Go out and take a walk, and then your brain starts working and connecting with your body. So, or maybe I'm gonna just eat on it. Okay. What would you do? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Like, subscribe, give me a nice big fat heart, and let me know what you would do in this situation. Okay. Love you. Bye. Maybe I love you. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Bye.